What will you do when the end comes, when your past and future cease to be, when the entirety of who you are and who you will ever be becomes moot in the silent, indifferent cold that falls across your universe? Will you scream prayers to your gods? Will you clasp your hands and hope that your noble defenders will arrive? You will. They all do. And just like the denizens of this particular universe, your gods will arrive. A sun god, a god of emerald light, a god of dark perhaps, a god of the ocean, of speed, of strength. This universe, like so many before it, is protected by leagues of gods, many of them as powerful as those you have always known and marveled at, and all of them united, powered beyond imagination by the belief of the faithful, will not be enough. For they too will look into the eyes of the Black Winter, and they will see the stone-faced avatar of their one true end. For them, it's their Omega, the one who is. And there, staring at the encroaching dark, those mighty heroes will do what everyone before them has done. They will cry, and they will scream, and they will pray for their gods to save them, and then, as with everything, they will die. I recently did a video about Marvel's The Griever at the Ends of All Things, a being that I believe is the most powerful Marvel character that is not named the One Above All. If you did not watch the video, or if you don't know who that character is, for some context, we're talking about a character who shattered the sky when she appeared, like literally shattered the sky, killed the Molecule Man by pointing a finger at him, simultaneously destroyed thousands of universes, and beat up Franklin Richards twice in the span of 2 issues. So after that video, I thought it would be fun to do a video about another character that, like the Griever, would probably have taking long walks on the beach and destroying universes in the interest section of their online dating profiles. Well, actually, I think eating universes would be more accurate, but anyways. So in Thor issue 169, released in 1969, Galactus explains his origins to Thor, as we all know. Galactus was born Gallon of Ta in the 6th iteration of the Marvel Multiverse. His universe was destroyed, yet he survived and was reborn in the current universe as the being that we now know as Galactus. As he explained everything to Thor, he was pretty vague when talking about what actually caused the destruction of the universe. He just referred to it as the Creeping Plague. Now, in Silver Surfer Black #4, released in 2019, the Silver Surfer goes back in time to kill Galactus before he can emerge from his incubator, but he's stopped by the Watcher. So the Silver Surfer then reads Galactus' mind and sees the final days of his universe, and he refers to its destruction as the Black Winter that fell upon his reality. In Thor 2020 issue 1, Thor had just been crowned king of Asgard, and as he stood before his people preparing to give a speech, the temperature suddenly dropped, so much so that Thor could feel his own breath. It began to snow, and then out of nowhere, a frozen Galactus slams into the ground. Now, Thor made the logical assumption that Galactus was attacking Asgard. So Thor fought back until Galactus begged him to stop, explaining that he was there to ask Thor for help, because the Star Plague, the Black Winter, was coming before slipping into unconsciousness. Whatever it was that froze Galactus had a lasting impact on the weather in Asgard. The temperature remained low, a never-ending thunderstorm began, and the rain went on for weeks before finally there was a meeting between Thor and all the heralds of Galactus, and they were trying to figure out what the Star Plague was, what the Black Winter was, and they got their answer when the Silver Surfer arrived, because unlike the rest of them, he had read Galactus' mind and he knew the truth. They all believed that what had destroyed Galactus' universe was some unknown cataclysm, but they were wrong. What destroyed his universe was the Star Plague, the Blight Storm, the Rot Blizzard. It has many names, but one truth, and it was the one true end, the Black Winter. He explains that the Black Winter cannot be stopped. It killed the previous universe, and as Galactus devours worlds, the winter comes for realities. Now, Galactus was the only one that has ever survived the Black Winter, and a few weeks ago he had encountered it again, but managed to escape and make it to Asgard. He is the one that would have to face it again, but he would need to feed first. So, during his travels, the Silver Surfer had discovered 5 special planets with rare and unique energies, and he had kept those planets hidden as they were secrets, because they were capable of giving Galactus power beyond imagination. But it now seemed that for Galactus to have any chance against the Black Winter, it was those 5 planets that he would need to consume. So Thor and the Heralds went to Galactus, and well, first off, look at this. Look at this shit. Look at Galactus. Have you ever seen him look this defeated? I mean, dude is even missing an arm. Like, he took an ass whooping. You can tell. Anyways, as I was saying, Thor and the Heralds went to Galactus to accompany him as he goes to devour the planets. And from Galactus himself, we learn more about the nature of Black Winter. So according to Galactus, Black Winter is not a being. It appears different to each person that views it, and in the same way that He does actually, because you know when people look at him, they see him however they want to envision him, I guess, or whatever. But um, when you look at the Black Winter, you see the true form of your own death. And when Galactus gazed upon Black Winter for the first time as Gallon of Ta, witnessing the end of his universe, he saw just a massive black void. But the second time around, as Galactus, he saw Thor. Now, even though Galactus knew that his end would come at the hands of Thor, he decided that they needed to work together to defeat the Black Winter, and then whatever happens, happens. And he imbued Thor with the power cosmic, making him the Herald. And when you add this boost in power to the power increase that Thor gained when he replaced Odin as the King of Asgard, we have one of the most powerful incarnations of Thor that we've ever seen. Since Galactus was going to be forced to consume those planets, the reason that Thor went with him is so that he could go to those planets, meet with the people, and escort them off of the planet to safety before Galactus consumed their world. Now, in issue 2, for the first time, we get to see the Black Winter, and it's epic. There is a black snow falling on this planet, destroying everything that it touches, the people, the buildings, the planets themselves. But as insane as what they are showing us is, it's what is said that truly reveals the depth of this being's power. It is what I said at the very beginning of the video, but just in case you were not paying attention, I'll say it again. What will you do when the end comes? When your past and your future cease to be? When the entirety of who you are and who you will ever be becomes moot in the silent, indifferent cold that falls across your universe? Will you scream prayers to your gods? Will you clasp your hands and hope that your noble defenders will arrive? You will. They all do. And just like the denizens of this particular universe, your gods will arrive. A sun god, a god of emerald light, a god of the dark perhaps, a god of the ocean, of speed, of strength. This universe, like so many before it, is protected by leagues of gods, and many of them as powerful as those that you have always known and marveled at. And all of them, united, powered beyond imagination by the belief of the faithful, will not be enough. For they too will look into the eyes of the Black Winter, and they will see the stone-faced avatar of their one true end. For them, their Omega, the one who is. And there, staring into the encroaching dark, these mighty heroes will do what everyone before them has done. They will cry, and they will scream, and they will pray for their gods to save them, and then, as with everything, they will die. After they arrive at the fifth and final planet, Thor begins the process of evacuating the planet when all of a sudden Galactus starts to devour it because they were out of time. The Black Winter had arrived and its destruction of the planet had begun. And as the denizens of the planet looked into the Black Winter, they saw their one true ending. They saw Thor. And Thor unleashed his power cosmic, barely dissipating the Black Winter enough to buy Galactus 14 additional seconds to devour the planet's core. It had to be done. Thor knew this, but it did not change the fact that it happened nonetheless, and Thor swore to get revenge on Galactus just as soon as the Winter was destroyed. They attempted to fight back, but it was useless. They were easily overpowered, easily restrained, but the Black Winter was intrigued by Thor and asked if he wanted to see how he would die before entering Thor's mind, giving the illusion that he had been transferred to some different location. And when Thor says that he is not afraid of the end, the Black Winter simply replies, "Good, because the end is not afraid of you," before Thor is attacked by Gorr the God Butcher. Or Black Winter taking the form of Gorr the God Butcher. And then Loki was there, and then Apocalypse, Doctor Doom, Mephisto. Many of Thor's greatest enemies showed up. And the Black Winter tells him that this is how he is going to die. The Beyonder, the Serpent, the Annihilists. He forces Thor to fight all of them, recounting all the times that Thor had almost been killed, or had been killed, or should have been killed. So Thor unleashes his most powerful attack, called the God Blast, and all those he was fighting were destroyed. The illusion faded, and Thor once again found himself in the area where he began, with Galactus. So the Black Winter decided to show him the true end, but not his own true end. Not yet. Instead, he showed Thor Galactus' end, and he took the form of Thor himself. And we learn the true reason that the Black Winter was there. He was not there to consume the universe. Galactus had lied. The Black Winter was there to reclaim what was his. He was there to reclaim the one he had spared, the one he had created. He was there for Galactus, his herald. They had made a deal. The Black Winter spared Gallon of Ta so that he could serve him as Galactus. It was the Black Winter that gave Galactus the power cosmic, and through the billions of years that Galactus had roamed the universe, he had never revealed his true purpose, and all the death, all the destruction caused by the Black Winter since he had devoured the sixth iteration of the Marvel Multiverse was the result of the Black Winter's search for Galactus. Now, Thor is not happy about this at all, to say the least, so he takes all the power from Galactus and uses it against him, almost destroying him in the process. And then when the Black Winter thanks Thor and then goes to get Galactus to take and leave the universe, Thor stops him because he has one final use for Galactus as a bomb, and he takes all of the power that he took from Galactus, the entirety of the power cosmic, the power gained from thousands of devoured worlds, the power he gained as the king of Asgard, and unleashes it all in a giant bolt of lightning, resulting in a massive explosion that destroyed everything, including the Black Winter. And when all that remained was a single snowflake, the Black Winter spoke to Thor, warning him that his end was coming, that it could not be stopped. And when asked if he wanted to see his end, Thor replied yes.